Welcome to Vibes and Side Eyes, where the tea is hot and the takes are hotter.
Hey, it's your girl Maria J.
And I'm Taylor Made. Welcome to the podcast where we discuss real life, pop culture, and everything in between.
We're bringing you the good vibes.
And the side eyes.
Let's
Let's
get
get
into
into
it.
it.
What's up, you guys? Welcome back to another episode. If y'all have been following from part 1, this is part 2. And y'all, we'll be talking about a heavy subject tonight. I know a lot of you will probably be able to relate to it. So we will be talking about some soul ties, you guys. So probably need to even say a trigger warning because I know that can get deep sometimes for some people. So
For
tonight's
sure.
episode, yes, will be deep, kind of talk about some different things, share a couple of experiences, and then kind of help you navigate those situations. So y'all already know how we do it. So we're about to go ahead and jump into it.
All right. I'm really excited about this episode. A little nervous, but excited still because I like to talk about stuff like this. So
Mm-hmm. Yeah, anything to do with spiritual connection and just finding
yeah.
out the why of something, sit me
Mhm.
down all day. I love to
Yes.
talk about it.
Mm-hmm.
So, how many of you guys out there are familiar with soul ties and have you ever experienced one? Yes, let me raise my hand on that one too. If you are interested, just in knowing like the meaning behind a soul tie, it's an intense emotional and spiritual bond between two people, often linked to physical intimacy, vows, or shared trauma. They can be highly positive, offering a sense of deep connection, or toxic, leaving you emotionally drained and unable to move on.
Mm.
So, tailor made.
I'm already triggered. Have a good
Right.
one. I thought I was going to be
And,
able to.
right. And
And
that will conclude the episode.
absolutely.
But yes, y'all, the meaning of a soul tie, like that's something serious. And I don't think
Mhm.
people really tap into, some people do, but tap into how serious it is and like how strong of a connection it is.
Sure. Do you
Mm-hmm.
believe in soul ties? Like in the traditional sense of, because we both grew up Christian, and I feel like it was told to, at least me, I'll speak for myself. For me, it was always told, don't go have sex because everybody you have sex with, you're going to have a soul tie with. Do you, in that traditional sense of Christianity, do you believe in soul ties in that way?
Yes. And the reason why is because now, being at this great age of 36 now and have been to a couple of corners, it's like you pick up.
Please spare us the detail. We
Right.
didn't ask for the specifics. Don't be bragging.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Right. And when I, okay, bye, I'm moving on. Okay.
Mhm.
Because no, because I was going to take that a whole nother place. That's
Mhm.
our other show. But now having like the experience and stuff, I really understand like how you do take stuff from different people that you interact with. So even if it's on just like a hanging out level or a friendship level, you do take on things from the people that you spend the most time with. And so
Mhm.
absolutely, I believe in soul ties 100%.
In the traditional sense, I don't, but I do believe in soul ties. But here's the thing, I feel like I don't believe in soul ties in the traditional sense of like every person I've had sex with, like I have a tie with them. Like, I don't know. It's just not something I choose to believe on my end. But I do like how you said you take something from every person you're with. And I feel like that goes both ways, right? I
Uh-huh.
do feel like a little bit is taken out, whether it's energy or whether
Mhm.
it's like, I don't know. But I do think that's true. But, and the only reason why I say I don't 100% buy into the traditional one is because, I mean, I had my heyday. No spring chicken. I partook in some things early on in life, and I just don't feel connected with Marquise from Arlington from
Well,
like
true. Yeah.
20 years ago. I don't. But
Mhm.
a certain person that was a consistent in my life, which we'll
Yep.
get into that deeper later. Yes, I know when his toe breaks. Like I know when he's sick. I know like all these different things.
Yes.
It's not that I want to, but I just be knowing.
Mhm.
But like, yeah, like so just like randos. Hate to say it like that.
Right.
Sorry,
Yeah.
now watch this one. Like the randos, like, nah, I don't really ever think of them. It's just like, like the rando, like the one-offs. I feel like
Right.
maybe the ones you had connections with, like you actually had feelings for. I could
Mhm.
see that. I could see
Yep.
that.
No, totally. I agree 100%. So, with that being said, and how we were talking about like soul ties can be strong bonds and different things can take place like that, do you feel like soul ties are spiritual or scientific?
Ooh, that is such a good question. And I was thinking about this earlier. I absolutely know that they're spiritual. Let's get that
Mm-hmm.
out the way. We know this.
Yes.
But scientific, like there's no scientific proof that I found while researching it the last few days, and I just haven't seen anything scientifically proven. You know, they haven't found like a hot pocket in the vagina that's holding certain data, but if they ever find that, that'll be the last day. And I
Right.
bid you adieu. Hard reset, please. But no, like I really do think it's completely spiritual. But I think the crazy thing about it is I see spirituality and stuff like that as like real. So even though it can't be proven scientifically, I think it's absolutely as real as the dreams we talked about in the last episode. I think it's
Yep.
very, very real. It's just not something tangible.
Yeah, because you definitely can feel like that connection with that person and feel like that. And I wouldn't say, I don't know, I kind of look at a bond as a more positive thing rather than a
Mm.
negative thing. But
Mhm.
you can definitely tell when there's like a stronghold. Like, like the young ones say, something has a chokehold on me, a soul tie will put a right? Caroline, I believe you broke your leg. Anyways,
Not Caroline.
yeah,
I'm done.
you definitely can tell, and that's crazy. So I agree. Like, there's nothing that a scientist could tell me and be like, "Oh, this is why this happens," or they scrape up some from and put it in a petri dish and look at it under a microscope. Like, no, it's
Yeah.
it's definitely a spiritual thing because you're just like, how is all of this stuff working together, and
For
why
sure.
do I feel like this behind this person?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And it's so involuntary. Like you said, it can be seen as positive, and that's awesome that you see it that way. I feel like mine was positive when there wasn't a child involved and I didn't have to see him still. So
Mm-hmm.
like me and this particular person, we dated 3 times throughout my 20s. And then the last time I ended up pregnant. And so all but the third time, I anytime we broke up, I'm just that girl who blocks every block you out of existence. You never happened, right? I erase you.
Absolutely.
I
Mm-hmm.
completely erase you. And although I was still able to do that on social media this third round, because there was a child involved, I have to now see this person for the rest of my life.
Yes.
To some capacity, right?
Mm.
And that has been probably the hardest situation. So whereas before I could be off doing something and I get that download, whatever you want to call it, feeling, and I'm like, oh, hope he's doing well. Anyways,
Mhm.
I move on. It's like this time, like stuff will happen, and then it's just like I gotta see him in a couple days and act like I didn't just have this whole like I can't ask him, or at least me, I can't. I don't feel like the relationship as co-parenters is to that degree of me being like, hey, so can I talk to you about something, like this is
Yeah.
what I felt or whatever. Like you just kind of have to, like, for me now I ignore it. Even dreams, like if I have the dreams, which I do, like I will just ignore it because I'm
Mhm.
at that place where this person has moved on completely as I've high, but moved on in another relationship, and that's
Mhm.
progressing. And so I never want to overstep boundaries. I've never been that kind of person. So it's just like
Mhm.
one of those things. Like now I feel like it is more of a burden. It is becoming that because I'm just like, I feel like I'm riddled with this thing I can't shake. And I'm like, this person is literally moved on. And so have
Mhm.
I. And I just don't understand why that. So when it comes to soul, that's why I say I do 100% believe in soul ties. It's just, I
Yeah.
don't feel like that with every person that I was with. Thank God. I would be in the mental institution.
Absolutely. Put a paper emoji down in the comment section for Taylor May.
Thank you so kindly.
Yes. No, but there's one thing that I do want to highlight that you did say is that you have moved on in your life, and so has the other
Mhm.
person, but that feeling is still there. And it's like,
Yeah,
where does that come from? Like, Tom, can you answer that for us, please?
please.
Because it's crazy because how do you go from like, so I even put this in my notes too, you're ready to move on, you have moved on,
Yes.
but the bond, the soul tie, it won't move on.
Yeah.
And it's just like, okay. So at this point, Taylor May was making a joke about a shoestring and a candle. we we need to go ahead and make it happen. Because
We're gonna talk
no,
about it
literally.
later. Yeah, we're gonna talk about it later in the episode. There are things that
Yeah.
some people believe do work, and I'm about at
Mm-hmm.
my wits' end.
Yeah.
If I have one more dream, I'm done. I can't. Because it's torture. It is a little bit of torture, even though there's no romantic feelings anymore. That is
Mm-hmm.
torture. I mean, it's like opening a wound. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? Like that you've healed from. You really have, not in the fake way, but in the real way. You've done the work. You've gotten the years. It's been 8 years for us. Like there's nothing
Mm-hmm.
there. Only respect. And so
Mm-hmm.
it's just one of those things where it's like, okay, I'm good now. Even if something horrible is going on in that situation, that is no longer my cross to bear, my burden to
Mm-hmm.
bear in a way. But we're about to test the theory to see if legal commitment will break that soul tie. I pray
Absolutely.
it does. Because they're supposed to join as one, is what they tell us. So
Right. So split
this
from
is
me.
not a throuple.
Right.
So I am out of it, honey, and I am so excited for the day.
That also makes me think of, I just wanted to add this too, because now, like, if I end up having a dream about a certain person, and I'm just like, and sometimes it's like on a happy note, and I'm
Oh,
just like, so I just try to ignore that feeling now, and I'm just
yeah.
like, that's probably me back in the day when I wanted stuff to work out, but now there's no way in hell. So let me just go
Yeah.
ahead and ignore that.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So when you said that, my brain just thought, like, do you think Soul Ties is just residuals? No Chris Brown?
Ooh. Right.
But for
Right.
real, like, is it just
Mhm.
residuals? And I didn't really think, like, literally that just came in my spirit when you said what you just said. And I'm like, is it residual? Because, like,
That's
we talked
true.
about it on our episode for paranormal, like, we were talking about paranormal activity. And I feel
Mm-hmm.
like half the time these houses that are haunted, it's not like active spirits, it's just residual from whatever happened in the house thousands or hundreds, or not thousands, hundreds of years ago.
Mm-hmm.
So is that like maybe what soul ties is? Residual?
We're gonna take it as residual, absolutely, and
I feel
it's
a little bit
almost
better of
gone.
it. Yeah, I feel
Yeah.
a little bit better if it's more of like a residual thing. But you know what?
Mm-hmm.
No, because then sometimes we're thinking of things that's happening to them currently.
True. That's
So
true.
I just debunked my own theory. It was a nice theory while it was.
Right. We brainstormed on it real quick, and it said, "Yeah, no, it's still
Yeah,
here."
we said
Okay.
no. Let's wrap it. Get the candle out again.
Yeah.
So what about you? Do you feel like it's spiritual or scientific?
I do feel like it is definitely spiritual. There's no reason why I should think about a person and then get a phone call or a text message. Like, what's happening?
Exactly.
I don't feel like a scientist could ever prove that. I'm so sorry, but I don't. But it's just kind of weird. And we were kind of talking about this in the last episode when it came to dreams. So I definitely feel like it is a spiritual occurrence that takes place because
Mhm.
it's just unexplainable. Like
Mhm.
you are in it, you go through the different steps of it, but nobody can say exactly what that is.
Nope.
It's a mystery.
It's a mystery. I think it'll always be a mystery.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. But I do think it's a testament to the connection. Like, because
Yeah.
sometimes we think about things and maybe it wasn't real for them, but and then we start thinking like, we know that our emotions was real towards the person or whatever, but I just think that's just a true, it just shows that you were, I feel like, truly bonded with that person for a time. And
Mm-hmm.
yeah, there's just some interlocking that occurred that stayed locked.
Right.
And I don't have the key to unlock that. So I don't know. So how do you think that they affect your life, like soul ties, and can it affect a future relationship?
Yes, I feel like they affect your life because they don't allow you to. Well, that's kind of contradicting because we did say that we have moved on from those
Right.
situations, but it doesn't really let you move on completely. I'll
Right.
say it that way.
Mhm.
So say like if I'm in a new relationship, it kind of has like the door kind of jaggedly opened. So
Mhm.
you are trying to shut it, but it's just kind of like, why is this person still crossing my mind? Why
Yes.
why are you coming
Yes.
in my dreams?
Right.
And that's the part that doesn't make sense because honestly, if I was in a relationship and let's say my boyfriend or fiance or whoever is still having dreams about their ex, and like depending on what kind of dreams they are, it's like, okay, now hold on,
You're
wait a
doing a
minute.
lot.
Yes.
You're doing a lot.
Mm-hmm. And
That is
so it kind
true.
of, yeah, it makes me think about like having mixed emotions because sometimes, like we said, this is what I was gonna say. Back in our other episode about the dreams, you can still kind of like want to check on the person, see how they're doing and different stuff like that. Have that yearning to reach out, and it's like, well,
Mhm.
no, don't do it. And sometimes you just have to talk yourself out of it. But
Yeah.
sometimes that feeling is so strong, it doesn't move until you go ahead and check on them.
Yeah.
Hate that.
Yes. And I honestly, if there's any men watching this podcast right now, like seriously, like for real, even if you've never commented before, please comment below and tell me if y'all ever experienced things like this. Cause I've heard all my
Yeah.
girlfriends talk about it, but I've never heard a
Mm-hmm.
man talk about these kind of things.
Mm.
So is this another thing that us ladies are eld with, or it's another thing that we have to deal with? Or is it something y'all deal with and y'all don't talk about it? Like you just be
Yeah.
like, dang, wonder what Shawty doing. Anyways,
Mm.
how does that work? And it's really, and we're just being like funny or whatever. It's not necessarily just like, oh, I wonder how they are. It's not simple like that. I wish it was that simple. It's
Right.
more of like a, gosh, I saw a TikTok video. I always
Mm.
reference that's my Google, but it be feeding me all the things because it knows what I like. So where it's like she's walking through the kitchen, this woman's walking through the kitchen, and then all of a sudden it's almost like ringing in her ears. Like
Mm-hmm.
she's just like, and then on the screen it says when you start thinking about this one person but you don't know why, you know something's going on but you can't contact them. And I'm
Mm.
like, that is how a lot of times it is. I will automatically zone in somewhere and I'm just like, is he good? And in normal circumstances, if there wasn't like a cut, I would have been like, hey, how you doing, you good? Like, but it's not that. That's not what the vibe we're on. So it's just like,
Yeah.
you just gotta, like you said, move on. That's
Mm-hmm.
tough.
It
That's
is.
really hard to do.
Mm-hmm.
But you
Just
do.
kind of think of it, y'all. If y'all still aren't like grasping how serious it is and how heavy it can be,
Mhm.
think about getting a splinter in your finger and you trying to, to get that pulled out. No, think
Yeah.
about a hangnail, okay?
Yes. That's a good one.
And you don't have any clippers, no nail clippers. So you
Ooh.
just stuck with that bad boy. And so that's how that feels. Like it's annoying, but so present that you just cannot move past it.
It's a little form of, I'm not gonna lie. It is a little torture sometimes. Not
Mm-hmm.
every time. I'm not gonna say like I'm constantly tortured or
Yeah.
anything dramatic like that. But there are just some times where I'm just like, how? And I think more because I'm nosy and I want to make sure, I want to get confirmation that it's true, like something's going down, like because
Right.
I need validation to know, like, am I thinking of that because I'm just thinking of that, or am I thinking of that because something really is going down, right?
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I don't know. Is there ever a time that I don't know what to call it, download soul tie feeling, when that feeling is so strong that you do have to reach out?
Mm.
What do you do when it's that strong?
Should be praying, but I just kind
Yeah.
of skipped. I skipped that step. I need to revisit that
Yeah.
step.
Yeah. Same.
But sometimes, depending on the situation and the person and what we each have going on, I will just try to ignore it.
Mhm.
Or maybe sometimes, and I have done this, I'll start a text message, just
Mm.
type it out so I can get the feeling out and then delete it.
That's so good. I've done that so many times in the last couple of years. That's a really good. I've
Yes.
I've done that also with posts too, because I used to be
Mm-hmm.
someone who posted. I feel like amongst my friend group, I still am the one who posts more about my life than anything. You gonna know if I'm having a good day or not on my Instagram. But it used to be a lot worse. Like I would tell all the nitty gritties, and if you're my close friends, I still might. But
Mm-hmm.
for the main page, it don't get as much as it used to, and it dang sure don't get that much on Facebook like it used to. Oh my god, it just used to be everything. So you're saying it can affect a future relationship because, like, okay,
Mm-hmm.
you mentioned it earlier. You have a dream. We're not talking about dreams, but ties in. You have a
Mm-hmm.
dream or a feeling about or whatever. Do you tell your husband? Say you're married and you're
I
thinking of
would.
this ex. Okay, what do you say?
Mm-hmm. Babe, and especially if we sleep, okay, so picture it, 2026, we're in the bed. It's still 2026. Right?
Will it ever end? We don't know. Stay tuned.
Right. So no, it's like we were sleeping, I'm waking up out of my sleep. I would just kind of like nudge him and wake him up. I don't care that you got to be at work in a few hours. We need to talk about this, like for real.
Oh, okay. I like
Hmm.
that. So,
Yeah.
yeah, I think what I would do, like if I would sit on it for a while or not.
Mhm.
It really depends on the intensity. Because if it's just like I was in a mall and we walked by and that person was there, and I was like, "Dang, that's crazy," and I kept
Mhm.
walking, I'm probably not gonna tell my hubby. But if we were in the mall and we walked past, and then he comes up to me, starts talking, and we seem to have this whole day together on the, well, then yes, like I'm gonna
Yeah.
have to be like, "Hey, so I don't know what this means, but this is this." Like, but I feel like you have to be so careful because
Yeah.
obviously it could hurt the male ego a bit, depending. I mean, hopefully not, because we have great husbands, right? But like, and
Yes.
understand that these things we can't control. But
Mhm.
I do think sometimes guys may take it wrong. Maybe
Mm.
it's kind of
Yeah.
hard.
And then I would say this, I probably wouldn't. So like if I had another dream, like now every time I have a dream, I'm not gonna be telling him, because he'd be like,
Right.
at this point, go be with him.
Right.
Okay.
Exactly. Lord, that was close. I have to cut the audio down on that. Down.
Definitely understand at that degree. But yeah, like if it was something that really jarred my attention, I'm like, ooh, now I need to tell him
Mhm.
about this, because it could be I'm gonna go check the mail and boom, he at the on the porch. Now, how did you get
Right.
here?
Right.
Then yeah, that's a conversation we need to have.
Hmm.
And I would expect the same thing from him as well. Let me
No,
know
for
about your
sure.
dreams.
They
Mm.
probably wouldn't do it, but they
Right.
would. They would think positive thoughts. Okay. Yeah, I think the same. It can affect a future relationship, especially if you don't tell them, at least
Hmm.
sometimes when you're having them, especially those like really concerning dreams or whatever. But otherwise, how does it affect my life? I feel like day to day does not affect my life.
Right.
Everything we're talking about, or at least for me, is so generalized, right? I'm not going around being like, "What's up with this guy today?" Like, I'm just,
Right.
it's just, and that's what makes it weird because it's out of
Hmm.
nowhere, right?
Yes.
And so it's not a day-to-day thing. So I don't feel like it affects my life day-to-day much. It's
Hmm.
just in general, it's just something I have questions about and like I'm really curious about.
That is very interesting. So we kind of talked about it a little bit, but do you feel like soul ties are more on the positive side, or you feel like they have more of a negative outcome?
Yeah, like I said before, it used to be positive because I was like, well, at least where I was just like, because I wasn't bonded with this person. I never had to see this person again at that point. So it was just like,
Hmm.
wow, it's almost like a movie where you're just like, wow, I wonder how they are. Anyways.
Hmm.
And then you just keep going. So it was just like, oh, I had this one fleeting connection, and that's just life, and maybe
Hmm.
he'll circle back around one day or whatever.
Yep.
But now, due to my situation, it's daunting because I actually imagine having to see that person now frequently to a certain degree and not being able to say nothing. You're just like, howdy, here's your kid. You can't tell them nothing, right? Or at least in
Hmm.
my situation, I can't. Like, that's just a boundary I'm not crossing.
Hmm.
So it's hard sometimes for that. But if I didn't have him in my life, I think I would still see it as positive.
Hmm. That makes me think about this too, because I know I'm not the only one that grew up hearing this, but if it's true love, it'll circle back around.
Girl.
Lies. Whoever started it, bring your face to the center.
If it's toxic, it always goes back. That's what they
Absolutely.
should say, because
That's
like
what,
low
yeah.
key,
Hmm. I'm irritated with that saying.
so
That's kind of just
irritating.
like the sticks and stones may break your bones, but words that never hurt you lies. Words hurt a lot.
Absolutely.
So, like,
Hmm.
no. And yes, with the toxic coming back around, absolutely. Write that on the boomerang, because that's all that needs to go on there.
Yeah,
Because,
because I haven't, obviously. I mean, I'm not married. Like, there's not been one person to come back in my life who made it better. Number one,
hmm, yep,
who came back and we flourished.
right.
Like, none of those cases ever happened. It was always traumatic and toxic
Mm-hmm.
for me. So there's only maybe like two people from my past that can probably come around, and I would still be leery, but I'd
Mm-hmm.
be like, I give them a chance. And it's not someone I dated. It was someone I was interested in dating and that I didn't, right? So they were just
Mm-hmm.
crushes. So there's two people in my past crushes that I'm just like holding out,
Yeah.
maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe, but other than those two, don't nobody else need to ring that doorbell at
Right.
all. You will get your hand chopped off. Keep that in there, please,
Right.
respectfully.
No, I totally agree, because nothing good has come from it. Y'all heard my popcorn and opinion last episode. Now listen, I'm tired.
tired.
Because why are you coming and wasting my time? It's not making any sense.
We are in our mid-30s.
Yes.
Please leave me alone. Please.
And it's like, if you're gonna be the initiator, stand on business
Stand
when you
on
step
business.
to me, please.
At this point, and I'm speaking for myself, if you are even texting me romantically, you better be wanting to marry me. I'm so serious. Like, you have to be able to see that. Like, I'm
Right.
not even going to, like, and I'm talking about if we know each other already or whatever, and like you're wanting to date. Like, this is not a maybe. Like, you have to know that, like, oh, I'm considering this person to marry. Like, where I'm not dating willy-nilly anymore. That's just not a thing for me anymore. I'm 30.
Right.
I'm about to be 36. I'm not just going out because I want a free steak. I can get my own steak, bro. Like,
That part.
it's not that, okay? We're
Yes.
past that. We're so past that. Like, I need y'all to please.
Yes, we're not at the dating stage anymore. It's either courting or nothing.
Thank you. That's the word I'm
Be
looking for.
intentional.
Yes, intentionally dating and courting. Like, yes, please. Because it just makes no sense for me at this point. Because at the end of the day, I know I want to be married. You know what I mean? Like, that's my end goal. So, like, if you're trying to do casual, like, I'm just now, if you catch me on a certain fertility scale where I am ovulating, mistakes might be. I'm not gonna put that on advertisement, but I'm just saying there are ovulation days where it's just like, okay, I have to think extra hard. But other than those days, I'm like, I'm not playing around. Like, I need commitment, like real commitment. Otherwise, why are you stepping to me?
Yeah.
Like, we're not in our 20s. Anyways.
And speaking of text messages, this is a sidebar, and I promise y'all we're gonna move on. But a WYD text, don't hit my phone with that. Spell out the words.
No.
And even if you saying what are you up to, clear your schedule. Let's go on a date. Oh, okay, I like that text message.
Yes.
But what am I doing? I'm trying to stay sane. I'm working. I'm probably working on my podcast. I'm editing a video. I'm outside in my garden. I'm doing, hobbies, different things like that. Productive things.
Yes.
Not sitting up on your phone asking you what you're doing.
Period. I mean, come on, y'all. I've even lately, and this is not romantically at all. This is just with my friends. I am working on using less emojis just because I'm like, you 36. We don't need 12 emojis to understand. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I've caught myself in the recent year just being like, how many LOLs shall we put? How many smiley face and hearts do we really need here? Because it's giving no. Like, we're 36. Like, we don't have to say LOL every time. Not every time. And that's just for me. If you do it, it's fine. It's just like, for me, I've just been catching that more and more. And I'm just like, yeah, I'm still, sometimes I feel like every now and then I'll text like I'm still 20 something. Anyways.
Yes. As soon as we're talking about emojis, I start thinking about like picture books that don't have no words. Just like, but emojis are fun because sometimes you need like a good one of these or.
Yes. I mean, GIFs, I'll never leave GIFs.
Right.
Ever. I'll be 79 talking about.
Absolutely.
Like, I love GIFs. GIFs are great. But it just be the emojis for me. Like, let me calm down.
Yeah.
Let me just remember my age. Like, okay. Not too much.
So, with us talking about all of this, do you ever feel like a soul tie can be broken?
Like I said, in the coming months, I'm going to let you know an update on that because according to scripture.
Preach to
I mean, according to scripture, when two become one, that should do it. He didn't say that, but I read between the lines.
Absolutely.
Old things become old. Yeah. Old things become formed. I don't know. Something they flee from once was and are now together in perfect harmony. Okay. And so I am hoping that the majority of things will stop. But that is to be seen. I will let you know. So jury's still out, but in the meantime, jury's still out because I also haven't tried the myths that people have to break them. So I haven't even tried that. So it's not time though. Time won't break it. I'll tell you that.
Yeah.
It ain't time. I can tell you that. It's been a lot of years.
Yeah. And it just holds on strong. So the thought process I have behind it is like once you kind of get fed up with something, you're kind of over it. But
Mhm.
at the same time, like we said earlier, you can have that feeling, but
Yeah.
those different triggers don't go away.
Mm-mm.
So
Yeah. I'm here to say
yeah,
that'll be it because like I said, I romantic wise, nothing. Not even during
right.
ovulation, babe.
Mm-hmm.
Not him. It's just not there for me and never will be
Mm-hmm.
again. And it's one of those things I know that for sure. But the other part of it,
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know what to do.
Mm-hmm.
It'd be there.
Yeah. And y'all, even in the comments, if you are someone who studies into soul ties or have had like deeper dealings with it than what you're getting from this podcast, please
Mhm.
let a sister know something down in the comment section because
Please
I would love to hear your thoughts for sure.
help us. Help us,
Hmm.
please. Do you think you can have multiple soul ties at once?
Yes, I feel like you definitely can.
Okay.
The way I was kind of thinking about, because I was pondering on that question, and I feel like yes, you can, but I feel like maybe one could be stronger than the other. Because think about how
Mm.
draining it would be if all the soul ties were taking all the same amount of energy
It would
all at
take your whole
once.
soul. Yeah.
Yeah, leave me dry because there would just be too much. Because that's a lot of energy that goes into that.
Oh, I really feel like in all actuality, I have one soul tie. I can
Hmm.
confidently say that. Now, if we're talking about traditional sense, obviously I have more. But from the sense of who or what I be feeling throughout times, and that has been consistent.
Hmm.
And really the only person I feel like I've ever been connected to that degree is just been one person. So I don't know. I
Hmm.
personally haven't had multiple, but again, like you said, maybe it's possible that you feel like that at different times about different. Because, like, how do you differentiate? How do you know which one is which?
That's a deep question. And that's
Mhm.
true. Because mine, I would say I have two soul ties.
Okay.
And well, you know what? I take that back. I feel like it would be some kind of communication or maybe a dream or something that would let me know which one. Now, that
Mhm.
doesn't happen every time because sometimes it can just be like a feeling, like you said. Like
Mhm.
you were making a joke earlier saying that this person stubbed their toe or they're sick or they're not
Yeah.
feeling good or they're sad
Mhm.
or something. So I don't know. Like I personally don't know, but I feel like something else lets me know.
Okay.
Another mystery.
Okay. Noted.
Mm-hmm.
Noted.
Yeah.
Okay. So, what about soulmate versus soul ties?
So yes, let's go ahead and take it there because that are those are not the same thing.
Mhm.
So I did a little research, and so a soulmate is a destined healthy. Let's highlight healthy match characterized by deep compatibility and mutual peace. In contrast, a soul tie is an intense, often magnetic spiritual attachment that can feel addictive, toxic, or difficult to break, even when the relationship is unhealthy. And I 100% agree with that. Mm-hmm.
Again, another thing I wish I would have known 10 plus years ago. I definitely took my situation with that person as soulmates.
Mm-hmm.
Now, here's why. I'll give you a little story time. Why not? Sit back
Okay.
and relax. When we first dated the first time, we were both 18. I want to say, yeah, it was 2008. We went to a park. Was our first one of our first. Like we went there a lot. There was like a general park in that town, Kidsville. At Dunkerville. So yeah, there was that park we walked very often in the evenings and things like that, late at night. And I don't remember if it was our first. Sounds better if I say it was our first date out there, like, and I consider that a date because we were like 18. But it was one of the first few, I will say. And we were walking around. It was cold, and I remember we were, just like looking and stuff. And I saw a shooting star. Hand to
Mm-hmm.
God, shooting star. And I said, "Oh my God, it's a shooting star!" And I was just like so excited. I feel like that wasn't my first one I've ever seen, but like that's my first one in a long time that I had seen. And he was like, "Oh, make a wish." And then so I remember closing my eyes. And you guys, this is why you got to be careful. At the time, it really felt romantic because I did say, I hope that person, like I said, his name is in my life forever.
Wow.
I'll be going to the bridge now. I did said, oh, sorry. I really did. I really did say that. And I never told him. I never told him what, because obviously you're not supposed to tell the wish or whatever.
Yeah.
And yeah, I never told him that, but that's what I wished. And obviously, for those who don't know, because my kid is only 8, did not get pregnant shortly after or anything like that. That happened way many years later.
Mhm.
But anyways, yeah, that is what I wished for. And you just got to be careful. And so
Yes.
after that first time of us dating, we had some years in between until the second time came around.
Mhm.
And yeah, during those few years in between, like I said, I block people off. I don't keep people on my stuff. So yeah, stuff would happen and I'm like, oh, I wonder how he is. But I wouldn't reach out. And so
Mhm.
he reached out that second time or whatever. But it's just like throughout time, that's why I always like, I really did always take it back there that second and third time of this dating. Cause I said, well, dang, we did have that one time at that park and like that thing happened. I was like, maybe that's why we keep coming together. And like, you fantasize it. You really, or at least me, I
Yes.
fantasize it in my brain. And I'm like, well, why do we keep coming back around? Well, girl, because somebody messaged the other person. If
Yes.
nobody messages the other, it won't happen.
Mhm.
Well, maybe you'll be at Kroger's, both be at Kroger's, but typically not.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, I really did think that that person was my. And to be honest, even when we would break up, I didn't know 100% that we would be circling back around. But I am telling you now, I know it's the soul tie. But I always
Mhm.
felt in my heart, even as I'm blocking him off the social media, that we would find our way back. I'm telling you, I was delirious. I was like, we're gonna move on or whatever. But it was never to the point where I thought I'll never see this person again. Like I always just knew that we would somehow it would come back around. I'm telling you. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I believe that. And it's crazy because that is what you think when you think about a soulmate. You're like, oh, well, this person keeps reoccurring. They keep popping up.
Mhm.
Like, even if we have arguments or something like that, it's
Yeah.
okay because we are going to come back together.
Mhm.
But that's kind of what we were talking about earlier, too, is that just because it comes back around doesn't mean that it's going to be a good thing. And
Exactly.
I'm just like, how come we couldn't get released all of this information beforehand?
You know what? And we watched a lot of rom-coms. I don't know about you, but those rom-coms, that is typically the case, right? Every
Hmm.
rom-com, every good rom-com anyways, around the middle, that one gets upset at the other for whatever reason, and
Hmm.
they're like, we're done. And they go their separate ways for whatever reason.
Yeah.
And by the end, what always happens, they come back together, whether they happen to walk past each other or whether the other person reaches out or whatever. They always come back in the end. And I think because the late 90s and the early 2000s, that was rom-com city, babes. Like, I
Hmm.
mean, literally rom-com city. And I watched every single last one. So I'm just like being conditioned. So that plus Disney just screwed my mind on what I thought a soulmate was.
Hmm. It was love and basketball for me.
Ooh,
Because why?
I can't even
I mean,
watch it no
cause
more.
yeah, you seen like the little love story, them growing up as kids, and they moved to high school. You seen
Mhm,
them in college, go through all those ups and downs, the
mhm.
toxicity of it all. Like, dude even had another girl in his dorm room finna take her to Burger King. Okay, but and I wholeheartedly agree with you when you said that we were conditioned.
Yes.
Absolutely, we watch this stuff over and over, and we're like, oh, but that's how it's supposed to go, right? We're
Yeah.
supposed to be taking this kind of what do you call this, abuse, really.
Oh, yeah. Because it's so beautiful
And
at the end.
yeah, because it's going to circle back around, and this is how you know this is your soulmate. This
Yes.
is this is your one. What does the one even mean? I'm starting to question a lot of things nowadays.
No, actually. And it's like, but in the end, he's gonna say double or nothing, and then we're gonna live.
I wanted to take the air out of every basketball I seen
Yes.
because you lied.
What age were you in that you realized that that was a toxic nightmare of a movie versus the most romantic movie ever?
In my 20s.
That's good.
I'll say it was in my late 20s.
Mhm.
Circle back around to that movie, and I was like, and I've done that with a lot of movies now up until this point, and I'm
Mhm.
like, a lot of these, no, what are
Wasn't
we
good.
clapping for?
Right.
Mhm.
Right. Yeah, because at what price did she
Mhm.
pay to be with this man? I mean, to what price? I mean, And even on that last scene, and I always love the last scene of the whole like, I'm gonna play you and I'm going, and he was so angry, right? And so he's not going easy on her at all, and he ends up winning. And then it's like, oh, double or nothing, which was her in on like, oh, he wants me back and all that. But I'm like, he just whooped your tail at best. He made you work so hard for that, like sweating profusely.
Yes.
What are we? What? Are you serious? The way I would have walked off that court?
Right.
Absolutely not. Like now knowing what I know, I'm like, no. But that was so many, like we were so conditioned. And although I feel like the 90s and 2000s brought so many good movies and cinema, I do feel like it was a lot of conditioning with that type of stuff. A lot of negative, or not negative, but yeah, toxic relationships. Yeah, interesting.
Yep.
Do you feel like, so before we move on from soulmate and soul versus soul ties, do you feel like you've met your soulmate and it just didn't work, or do you feel like you haven't met your soulmate at all?
I disclosed it.
Tell us now. Please subscribe to the Patreon to get more information.
Absolutely. $20 an episode. I do feel like I've met my soulmate before. And yes. And I do believe in that right person, wrong time. I just honestly believe that was the situation.
Is this one of the soul ties? So you feel like it's both happening there. You feel like he's your soulmate, and then you have a soul tie with him. T. I'm gonna have to ask who it is after this. You know, I'm nosy, chat.
Now, with that being said, the way our lives are set up, definitely not crossing that boundary. You go ahead and stay over there with yours. But yeah, I do feel like I feel like, and that's such a loaded question, and we can go into that on a different episode for sure, without putting all the business out there. But yeah, it was right person, wrong time, and it just we had too much stuff going on both sides.
So do you believe in and I'll leave it at this, but I'm curious, do you believe in multiple soulmates in a lifetime?
No, I don't. I feel like there is only one soulmate.
That makes me sad. That makes so emotional. Okay, move on.
No, and that, you know what, and it is sad because it's like, and I always think about this because now, y'all, I have been single since 2016. It's been a long time. Okay.
No, I get you.
Yeah, so I'm thinking like, dang, so do you just miss out on the opportunity and it just never comes around again? Is there going to be another person that's like that person plus 2.0? Like, what happens? So we're still waiting on that as well. If it ever happens, I'll update you guys.
So, but if you meet quote unquote the love of your life in 2 years, wouldn't that be your soulmate?
I would hope so.
So then you can't have two soulmates in a lifetime. No. Almost popped out my shell, like
not your shell.
I won't be allowing that moving forward. That makes sense.
No, but what you're asking it like that, you can have multiple for sure. So you might not just know like right now. If you meet them down the line, then absolutely.
It tickled me so much. Oh my gosh. You're so funny. This is a good one. So, you guys, like, I think me and Maria J agree when we say that soul ties actually isn't only for romantical partners, that you could probably also have friendship soul ties. Maria J, do you believe in friendship soul ties?
Dude, I feel like I have some blood bonds with people. No, but see,
what is going on? Get the candle.
Sorry, Tom. Right. No, I do believe that you can have soul ties with friends because sometimes, you know, you ever hanging around your close friends and y'all like finish each other's sentences. Yeah. So I feel like
go on.
Blink twice if you're okay. Right? And you just finish each other's sentences, or I don't know, like when it comes to friendships, like you really just enjoy having that person in your company, and like y'all are, you can be yourselves, act goofy, be crazy, get canceled off YouTube, all of this kind of stuff.
Every week on Friday.
Absolutely. So yeah, that's definitely a thing. And then because sometimes you with friendships, like the ones that I have around me now, like if I was to lose friendships, I would cry. Like it would be something that I would actually work towards to try to keep.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
No, same.
What about you? Yeah.
Same, because everything we talked about regarding soul ties, same thing with friends. There's friends I will be out here about to jump the bridge, and a friend, usually you or our mutual friend, you know who it is,
Mhm.
will literally text me and be
Mhm.
like, "Hey, you good? I just felt like
Just seeing your shadow.
I
Want to
felt
make
the
sure you're
rope
all right.
tug." And so I'm like, well, dang, how'd they know? It's just like literally the same that we just discussed about the other type, the romantic type of soul tie. So it's like,
Mhm.
yeah, friendships have to have such, and it's past a bond, it's past a friendship. I've had friendships that were just like, really good friends. But like
Mhm.
there's something deeper when it comes to just like even when it turns into like a sisterhood and like just a really big bond and you just kind of feel it. It's the same thing, like I said before, with the soul ties. Like I'd be like, dang, let me check on Maria J. Like something a little off. Like something
Mhm.
feels off. And sometimes I'm right, sometimes I'm wrong. Like, or maybe I'll
Mhm.
never know, and I just reach out. But it's
Mhm.
just a thing. Like it's just something that you think of really, I don't know. And that happens for me now more than ever because I am more of a recluse in my 30s than I was in my 20s. I was more of a not social butterfly, like let's not get crazy. But like I feel I feel like I was like the person who wanted to talk on the phone for hours, things like
Mhm.
that. And now it's just like if you catch me on the phone, good luck. Like
Yeah.
I'm
Yes.
dodging the phone calls mostly, and I'm like barely. I feel like every now and then, depending on the day, I will text a lot too. But anyways, but I just don't connect with people day to day wise as much
Mhm.
purposely because I'm busy and sometimes I just don't like, especially if I'm having hard days all the time or it's just a rough week. I don't want to impose my energy to people, things like that. Now, if I just need to speak with someone, then I will call and speak to someone. But
Mhm.
yeah. But yeah, I believe in friendship soul tie. You're like the oldest friend I feel like I have that I talk to consistently. Like obviously there's still those life friends that I feel like you'll always just be like Facebook friends with
Yeah.
that are in my life from elementary. But like, yeah, for like day to day, like you're my oldest friend, which is
Mhm.
kind of crazy. But yeah, so definitely. I feel like I have a couple
Mhm.
for sure, like that I'm that connected with to where I'm like, oh, I need to reach out, like something's up.
Mhm.
Everything okay?
Right.
And I'll do check-ins and things like that.
Mhm.
Do you have soul ties with family members?
No.
Hey!
Yes, and you know what? That is so sad because I've
It
always been.
is.
I'm a family person. I want to have close
Mm,
connection with family. I don't have time for the
same.
foolery.
No,
Mhm.
same.
Yeah.
But yeah, I feel the same way with so I don't think I have any family soul ties. Like and
Mm.
parents don't really count. You can't say that's a soul that's a blood that's a blood thing. Like that's super deep. Not even just
Yeah.
blood, it's spiritual too, but it's just like that's a whole different you come from like they are the reason, like two
Mhm.
came to one.
Yes.
The birds and the bees, birds and the bees and the tree.
You know what? Speaking of that, and this is sidebar too. I'm not gonna have too many more of those. But the day before I found out that my dad had passed, my back was
Mm,
hurting so bad, like in the small of
wow.
my back. And then
Mhm.
after I found out, that feeling went away. Because when you said spiritual, that made me think
Wow.
about it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
No, that's big. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I just think there's it's on a different level, and I mean, you could probably agree, like and I think I've said this to you before. It's the most unnatural feeling, but it's the most natural thing. Like they are supposed to go before us, but like
Yeah.
to me, it's this weird tether that that's beyond soul tie. That's something
Mm-hmm.
different, and I don't know what to call that,
Yeah.
but it's a tether in a way. Like this person is like like they are one of the half reasons why I'm here with like am
Mm-hmm.
here, and it feels unnatural that they're gone. But anyways, that's a whole nother episode. Can we do an honorable mention? And then we should wrap it up soon. But honorable mention are butterflies, you
Oh.
guys. So like like when you go on a couple dates with a guy or you hang out with a guy a couple times and you start getting these like everybody calls it butterflies. Even Michael Jackson has a song that I love so much called Butterflies, but like and it's an amazing song. But it's based off that feeling of like people say, oh, you got butterflies, did you get butterflies around that person?
Mm-hmm.
Well, again, your girl be on TikTok, and this I don't know if it was a therapist or not, but I had to find the video. And they were explaining that that's actually not what we think it is. And it's actually not a romantic feeling. It's actually most likely your body signaling, no, 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 no. And I thought about it, and any person on this earth that I've ever gotten butterflies for. It was a no, 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 no. Should never have done. And I said, ooh, I think it might be a warning. Now, unfortunately,
Triggered.
I haven't met the quote unquote love of my life. So I can't tell you firsthand if I'm had butterflies with the love of my life. And so that would debunk everything, right? Like I don't have that other side of it. But what's your thoughts?
That just kind of that humbled me real quick. So that is deep. Because and it reminds me of like meeting people and talking to them on the phone and y'all up caking or whatever and you're like, oh yeah, the conversation's getting good and you're like, this might be the one. Knowing that you saying that your nervous system is all in a entanglement on its own and like, hey sister, don't do it, hang up the
Yeah.
phone, leave them
Yeah.
alone.
Because then what's the
What?
feeling you're supposed to have?
Right. Like, are we
No.
not supposed to get a feeling? So, Taylor May, can you help us real quick before we end up closing out the show? What are the different myths to get rid of these soul ties?
Yes. I'm glad you asked.
Yes.
Let me pull it up. So here's a few myths that I found on the internet. These obviously have not been exactly proven to be true, but you guys try to let us know. I might be trying one this fall if the ish don't work out. Okay, let's see. Myths on breaking soul ties. So one was you need a spiritual ritual of some kind to break a soul tie. I do think like a lot of different I don't know if I want to say religions, but a lot of different beliefs and spiritual beliefs have different ways. So, like, you may go down to Louisiana and they have a different way than maybe someone up in Seattle or New York or wherever. I do think regionally, that's maybe what I should say. Regionally, it may be different, right? If you're deep in the South, there may be like, oh, throw a pile of beans behind your back and you just you hear weird stuff like that. We're from Texas, so we definitely be hearing some crazy stuff. But yeah, like I guess a ritual to break a soul tie of some sort. This one has some steps to it. So you ready, guys? Get your pen and pencil if you're into this. Again, disclaimer, I don't know if this works. This might make him text you. I don't can't help you. If it backfires, my bad. A common version is write your name on one candle and the other person's name on a second candle. Place the two candles close together and reflect on the relationship and what you are ready to let go of. Say a prayer, affirmation, or intention, such as, like example, I release unhealthy attachments and reclaim my peace and energy. Move the candles farther apart or burn a string connecting them if using a string, and that symbolizes a separation. Allow the candles to burn for a period of time while focusing on healing and moving forward. So that is one candle method. I urge you guys, if you're into those kind of things, to kind of figure out some yourself and see if it works. But again, I may or may not be doing the candle thing by the end of this year. We'll see. We'll see. I'll keep you posted. That begs a question as we're closing. Would you, Maria J, ever do anything to any of those to try to break a soul tie?
No, child.
Absolutely not.
The whole candle situation, I feel like it would be just my luck for me to attempt it, and then I wake up with two tongues. I don't have time to be going down that road.
Why would you say that?
Wake up and be a dragon. Like, what happened? All I was trying to do was not let this Negro have that power over me. I'm done.
Yeah. Yeah.
But no, in all seriousness, I feel like I'm gonna look up some more myths because I want it broken.
Till death do us part of it.
That's what it's saying.
We're about to test the theory. I hope that's not the case, my Lord.
No, but definitely. So, like, it has been something I have prayed about, though. Like, please just take this feeling away from me. Let me not think about this person. Let me not want to text this person. Let me not want to have that yearning to reach out or anything. And so I will say, I think it has helped. It's helped. Has it erased it? Absolutely not. And I have questions, but
agreed with the help. I feel like those years ago when I did still think it was a soulmate person, probably after like the second time of us attempting to date, I was just like, I said, if he's not my person, don't ever bring him back around again. And also, like, I don't ever, like, I just erase him from my whole memory. And then, like, maybe gosh, 5 years later, I had a crazy dream. But and then that started a whole thing. But I just, but now I have a different outlook on, obviously that's not my soulmate. I don't believe. And I never even answered that if I felt like, I don't know, dude, that's a really hard one. Cause I truly, like, conviction wise, like, I really did think that was my soulmate up until the last 8 years. Truly thought. Even like when we would be broken up and I just would never know this person again and like whatever, like I didn't act on it, but I just felt that. So it's really hard now to be like no, that person was never my soulmate. But yeah, but at the time I definitely thought he was. I will say this, I hope he wasn't my soulmate because obviously we're like not, you know what I'm saying? Like I feel like even with a soulmate sometimes it has to be reciprocal. I feel like the other
Right.
person has to also feel the same way for it to kind of make that magic. But anyways, I digress. I don't know.
Right. Yes.
So for me on the ritual part of it, not those. The candle is giving too much Salem witch trials, and I can't do it. They would burn me at the stake immediately for no reason. Like the allegations are already no, just kidding. But no, like I would totally though. Like if there was some type of, I don't even know, ritual, but if there was like a symbolic thing that had to do with like an ocean or like a lake or something, like you throw your rock behind, so I would do that. I do that. Obviously, I've done the prayer thing, and like you said, it has helped. It's definitely not as strong and frequent.
Right.
I was gonna say that the soul tie does not stay as strong as when you first, I feel like, break with that person. Like I do feel like it diminishes a little bit over time. That's been my experience. It's not as strong as it was the first few years after dating, right? But anyways, yeah, maybe we can go to a lake, jump over a bridge, but we jump on opposite sides, so we break
Right.
the
Split apart.
connection.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's do it. I'll get the
It's
side with
giving
all the
Humpty
rocks.
Dumpty. Yes. Everything need to fall at this point. Because
Absolutely.
we're tired. We are
We're
tired.
tired. We are.
That makes me think about though, and it's the last thing because we're trying to get up out of here, y'all.
Fingers crossed.
When it comes to, you know what, that's a sign because I just forgot what I was about to
Oh
say. So
no!
that's why
Whatever be taking our thoughts, that's what we need to break the soul.
that yes. Let me get a jar and capture that. Look, let me go ahead and just scoop that right on up.
Like I wish they were like fireflies, and I just put it up and let it fly up in there and close it, and it glows. Got you, suckers.
That's gonna be attached to the data that's in there. Yes.
Next time I go to the gyno, I'm gonna tell her scrape it out.
Right.
I don't have time for the foolery
At all. This, y'all, has been such a fun. Okay, hold on one second.
He always tell you when to wrap it up.
Right. He said, now look, Tom is paying me too. Hurry up. Y'all, this has been such a fun episode. I feel like we didn't get like too deep. It wasn't too bad, right?
No, it was good. I feel like we kept it medium to light.
Yes. So y'all, if y'all enjoyed it, put some purple hearts down in the comment section. Let us know how you feeling, if you caught the vibe or not about the soul ties. And let us know about your experiences if you've had any and if you feel comfortable sharing them down below.
Yes. Yeah, we're excited to hear from you guys. Let's have a party in the comments as always.
Yes. And y'all already know what time it is. So until next time, we're bringing you the good vibes
and the side eyes.
See y'all in the next episode. Bye.